Okay, hey everybody. Good evening. Super happy to have you and be here together tonight. I am waiting. I'm like approving people into the room and waiting on one more co-host. So I apologize if I'm like distracted watching the participants list for the next few minutes, but we have a lot of people having on and we have some really beautiful and wonderful co-hosts tonight that I'm really excited to just let them share their stories and talk about what this opportunity means for them. So my name is Hannah Shanks. If I haven't ever met you before, it's so good to have you on this call tonight. I am from Kansas City. I've been doing Young Living for 9 years as a business and 9.5 as a customer. Loving the products, loving this company, and I love them like literally more than ever. Like I use the products more than ever. I love this business more than ever 9 years later. And I don't know anybody else who can like say that about their job as they like go longer, that they love it more and it's more fun and more creative and has more opportunity for them. And so we're really excited to just share all of that with you guys tonight. I'm going to share my screen. Actually, what I'm going to do is go live on Facebook here really quick so that we can have this as a Facebook video. So that's easily shareable. If you want to share this from my personal page, it'll be there. And it says preparing to live stream. Okay, cool. And we're also recording this, so there will be a YouTube replay for us all afterwards too. Share with anybody who wants to know more information. Okay, cool. So there will be a YouTube replay for us all afterwards too. I don't want to share with anybody who wants to know more. There we go. Okay, cool. All right. I'm going to share my screen really quick and then we will get started. We were going to talk about social selling tonight. Oh, there's Alicia. Hi, Alicia. I'm going to make you a co-host. Okay, cool. Okay, all of our co-hosts are here. We are ready to go. Grab the invite link. If you're on the participants list and there's at the bottom is invite, you can click that link and share the Zoom to anybody. So if we get going and you're like, oh, I wish so-and-so was here, grab that link and invite them. They can always hop on. The room isn't locked or anything. So they can join us at any time. Okay. Share my screen. Here we go. So it's like 5 million moving parts to get a Zoom off the ground, isn't there? Okay, let's roll. Okay, so tonight we're going to talk about how to earn income from home. This is my favorite part about the Young Living opportunity and doing this job is that, so when I first got started 9 years ago, I was working a desk job, super unhappy, like it was not fulfilling. It was not my dream, right? I was building somebody else's dream, like literally working for him so he could go build his dream. And it was fine. It was super flexible, but I would sit on my computer and I would get all my work done for the day within like 2 or 3 hours. And then I would have the rest of the day to just sit there and like long for a different job that I could spend on the internet from my home, doing things that I thought were cool and passionate about, using my creativity, working in like the financial industry. There was no creativity. And I wanted to be creative and I wanted to be able to like do fun stuff online and work with people and have fun and do something that I cared about. And I really had no idea what that was. And I tried a few different like entrepreneurial endeavors. I tried to make cake toppers on Etsy for a while. And I just realized that those were fun little side gigs, but those weren't ever going to be my path out of my desk job. So I needed to find something that was able to be scaled where I could make enough money to quit my job and enough money to make a career out of whatever I wanted to do. And I didn't really want to waste my time pursuing things that weren't that, honestly. I wanted to be able to contribute to my family, contribute to our finances. I was kind of particular. Now that I think about it, I was kind of like, man, I have all of these like things that I really wanted to have in a career, something that I would pursue and spend my life and my time doing. And Young Living really fell into my lap. I kind of fell backwards into the business 9 years ago. I didn't really want to be one of those people. Maybe you identify with that, but I realized that I didn't have to be one of those people to do that. And this opportunity is for anyone and everyone who wants it. And now it's more relevant of an opportunity than ever. So I'm going to talk to you about that. Oops. I sped right through that. So the Great Resignation is what they are calling what happened during the pandemic, okay? Because everyone was forced to go work from home for the first time in their lives. And companies were forced to figure out the fact that working from home was a possibility, right? Like we didn't used to have telehealth until we had the pandemic. And we didn't used to have all of these things that are virtual now. And so the pandemic really caused everyone to reevaluate and maybe evaluate for the first time their life, what they spent their time doing, their priorities, and if like what they were doing felt good and if they were doing it for a purpose or if they wanted to continue doing that. It was just like, sometimes I call it the great unraveling. That's kind of a joke, but it kind of was true, where people just had this like awakening moment of like, I don't know if I want to keep doing this. And so in 2021, 75 million people in America quit their jobs, and now they're looking for more flexible work that makes them happier. Does that resonate with anybody else? I mean, I was so thankful in 2020 when all of that started happening, that my job was stable, secure. It was worked on my own terms. There was no risk. In 2020, when everyone got sent home, I was already working on Zoom. We were already working from home. And so it was a very safe place. Like, to have my business was very safe in 2020. And I was so grateful. It was never lost on me that that was not something that other people felt about their job and their career. And it really caused people to kind of wake up. And so people are asking, what do I want? So people are wanting a chance to make more money, right? They realized, you know what, like, working for the man and trading all of my time for a certain amount of dollars, maybe that doesn't like work for me anymore. And they want to have a different opportunity. Sometimes I think we have to like break the old mold before we realize, like, you know what, that doesn't fit anymore. That doesn't feel good. That doesn't feel like what I'm actually supposed to be doing, where I have purpose and fulfillment. People want to feel valued and seen by their leaders versus being a threat to others that they were working with, right? You could say goodbye to that toxic culture that happens in corporate America a lot of times. People are looking for community and collaboration instead of competition. That's so important to people now, because they've realized that there can be a different way, and there really can. People are wanting the ability to work from home whenever and wherever. I have a friend who literally just moved to Bali because he has a job where he can work from anywhere. And he found a bunch of friends who are like over there working. They do like digital creation and things like that. And he's like, I'm going to go work from Bali for now. And I'm like, that's so awesome. He's single, he's in this phase of life where he could do that. Moving my family to Bali to work Young Living would be crazy town, but he can do it. And I think that's awesome. But they want that flexibility of being able to work from wherever. And then people really want purpose in their work. They want to do something that matters to them. And so probably you're on this call tonight because helping people with solutions for their health matters to you. And sharing products and getting products into people's hands that can like literally give them life transforming testimonies matters to you. And that feels purposeful. And that feels like that would feel really good. And it does. Like, no, doing this for 9 years, it feels really good. And it still feels really good to do it all this time later. It never gets old. It never gets boring. And so there's purpose in the work that we do in the Young Living Opportunity. And it's really, really great. So what is social selling? So this is like an Instagram post of an account that I like to follow. She's a little salty, so I apologize if you go and she like uses bad language. I don't like condone everything that she says, but she says, you think social selling is weird, but you post about your first pumpkin spice latte of the season like Starbucks is paying you. Isn't that true? We all use our social media platforms to talk about all of the things we love, and we usually don't get paid to talk about them, right? So social selling is using our social media platforms that we're all already spending time on anyway, right? Like, we're all spending time on our phones. We're all scrolling Instagram and Facebook. We're all connecting with strangers and friends on these places. And if we think about it as a way to, we can engage socially on our social media with friends and strangers to provide valuable and thoughtful content about the topics that you love and are passionate about. And you can do that to build a business selling products that you love and that you want to share with others, and that you feel really good about sharing with others too. Sometimes the affiliate marketing opportunities are like sharing products that aren't actually that good, and someone just needs like someone on the internet to like start talking about it so that it can get into people's hands. And that doesn't feel good to me. That doesn't feel like something that I actually want to share, because I feel like it's risky to share something that might be like a terrible quality product. But with Young Living, we know that what we have is really powerful and really transformative to people. And so we can share products we love that we know are actually going to help people. Okay, I'm going to hand this off to Bethany. She's going to tell her story and take us from there.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Hannah. That was amazing. I just love this business. I feel like hearing you tell your story, even though like, okay, you said 9 years. First of all, how has it been 9 years? I think I'm like a little bit over 8 years in. And same, like I remember when I first got connected with the network marketing opportunity with Young Living, I remember just being like in a place in my life where I felt like I was lacking purpose, and I felt like I was spinning my wheels, doing things that I did not love to do every single day. And when I realized that these oils actually work, and I think for me, that's what sets this, this business specifically apart from any other network marketing business, is that it is a product that I really feel genuinely moved. It feels like a mission. It feels like a purpose. It feels like when I'm working, like today, I was driving to, like for me, I don't do everything on social media, even though I do a ton on social media. Today I was driving to a gathering with a few friends. Hopefully some of you are here from that gathering that I had this morning. And I was just crying on my way, crying tears of gratitude. I'm like, how do I get to do this every single day? My husband has retired to be home with our 4 children. We've bought 25 acres, farmhouse, like all of these things that I would have never thought would be possible, but it's been made possible because of these special oils and being able to be that connection between the oils that we love and the people that we love, and helping educate and provide just this level of, really honestly, when we look at where our world is going, it's really fascinating how people are getting woken up to the idea of having an arsenal in their home of things that actually work. And so for me, like this term, Hannah, is actually new to me, like social selling. Usually I use the term network marketing, because to me, what social selling is the same thing as network marketing, which is you have a network and you market to that network, sharing something that's working for you. So I'll tell you, I have an Amazon account where I get to be an Amazon affiliate. And so I can share a link to a product that that if I want, then Amazon will pay me like 1% of the sale if that person clicks that link and buys it within a very specific amount of time. Here is why I think Young Living is a much smarter way to spend your relationship collateral. Because number one, the products work incredibly. But number two, Young Living has an affiliate program that is much better, in my opinion, than Amazon. Amazon, it's like if they buy, pizza oven for $400, you might make $10 from that. Young Living, they reward at a much higher percentage because we are their entire marketing. Amazon doesn't need Amazon affiliates. But Young Living chooses not to go into big department stores. They choose not to go into, like big business, because they're empowering people like us and they pay us that money. So this industry obviously is going to be insane. 38.2 billion is the expected market by 2030. It's only at 11 billion right now. It is the time to be investing in a business like that. All right, so here's the next stat on the next slide. 97% of people today go online to make any kind of purchase. 80% of people make a purchase based on the recommendation of someone that they know. So here's the thing. Let's say, what am I into? Pickleball. I love pickleball right now. I love it. I have a paddle that I'm obsessed with. If you came and played pickleball with me, I would talk you in to buying a Selkirk paddle. I try to talk my parents into it, even though they have another paddle that they love. I love the Selkirk paddle, and I'll talk about it with everyone because I love it. It makes my game better. I can dink more accurately. I can hit with just more power. I love that paddle. People are more likely to buy the Selkirk paddle after I share with them what I just shared with you, way more than a commercial that tells them Selkirk is the best. 80% of people are more likely to make that purchase based on the recommendation of someone that they know. So if you are someone who is trusted, someone who has influence because you have been honest and kind in your relationships, you have the opportunity to help them in a way that you might not have before. All right, so here's how to become a brand partner with Young Living. You can recommend Young Living products just like anything else you would love, but the difference is you get paid a commission if they use your referral link. Now, when you are a member of Young Living, they give you a member number. That member number actually doubles as a referral number when you upgrade your customer account to a business essentials. You buy a business essentials kit and you become what's called a brand partner account. This is a one-time fee of $14.95 that gives you access to earn commissions from that referral link forever. So it's like, in my opinion, the best decision you could ever make. And here is the thing. We can go to the next slide. But the income potential of this business is absolutely astronomical. I don't know about you, but when I got started in this business, we were dirt poor. Like we had very little extra money. And I remember having a heart that was bigger than the income that we had. So the like Christmas would roll around and I wanted to be buying luxurious gifts, not necessarily luxurious, but I wanted to budget more than $10 for each person. And it just wasn't possible with what we were working with. And I knew like, hey, if I'm okay living a simple life. I'm okay living, very small. But if I'm going to give and make a real impact in the world, like I actually am going to have to be able to find a way to generate money. There's a lot of people out there who are willing to donate their time, to invest their heart. There's not a ton of people who have the resources that are actually needed to move the needle. And so in addition to, what I hoped for my own family, I wanted a reliable car. Like that was my very first goal with Young Living. If you go to theyoungliving.com/IDS, that stands for income disclosure statement, you can see what the average income is for each of the ranks. And I always share this because it's been one of those things that when I first started in this business, I felt a little uncomfortable talking about money. It was like, oh, I don't want anyone to feel, weird about it or whatever. But I'll tell you, when I first hit six figures, like making six figures a year as a let's see, how old was I at that point? 23-year-old, no college degree, mom that was staying at home, investing my entire self into this project that was like, what in the world? Like, what in the world? Now, is that typical? No. Most people aren't successful in anything that they do. So I don't want to paint this picture that it's like, get in early or no, it's not like that. But if you have passion, you have like drive, you have excitement, you want to help people, you have a heart of mission and purpose and inspiration, what I wouldn't do to work with you. I'll just say it like that. Okay. Hannah's saying that there was another slide. Oh, here we go. All right. So let's do this. This is my last one, I'm pretty sure. What does a brand partner actually do? And then you're going to get to hear from some of my best friends in the entire world, and they're going to tell you their quick story with this. What does a brand partner really do? We work when we want, where we want, how we want, from our phones, our computers, our couches, our office, from the beach, from the mountains, or our cozy beds. Or if you're like me and you just absolutely love people, you will go have classes and you'll teach in person and grab coffee with a friend, go to networking events. This business was really created to pay you for your production, not your checklist. So if you don't like being told what to do and you'd rather be paid based upon the production that you have done and your team's production, you would love this. Why do we love being brand partners? Number one is community. I think that is probably one of I actually wrote a little like 10 points of why I love this business today. Community was one of them, because community, it is the people at the end of the day that I otherwise wouldn't have known. That changed my life. We have flexibility, no cap on income possibilities. Literally, you can look at the compensation plan and see what's available to you. You'll be blown away. No sales quotas or inventory. You set your own hours. You help others. Willable income, meaning if you pass away, the residual income that you've generated will continue to be paid into the accounts of your children, your spouse, whoever you assign it to be. Personal growth. You only can grow this business if you become someone who is followable, likable, trustworthy, and that takes getting some of the fear of rejection, some of the a fear of not being enough, some of the things that hold us back from living our best life. That actually gets grown here in this business. Products that we truly love. I could go on and on. I know Hannah could as well. But these oils change people's lives. This company is a $2 billion company with over 25 years of history and stability. That is important because most companies fail within their first 5 years. Young Living has decades of proven global growth. It's a company you want to be partnered with if you're creating residual willable income. You need a company that's going to be around for the next 100 years. You want your grandchildren to benefit from the work you do. All right. So now you get to hear from a few of my favorite people in the whole world. And I can't remember what order we're going in, but I think it's in order here. So Robin, if I'm right, take it away, sister.
You are correct, ma'am. So hello, everybody, and I'm so happy y'all are here today. So as Bethany said, my name is Robin Halper. I've been with Young Living for a little over 4.5 years, and I've been a brand partner for about 2.5 years. When I started with the company, I had no intentions of being a brand partner. I have a story kind of like everybody else, like, no, I don't want to do that. I have a more than full-time job. I have a family. I've tried other MLMs before, just all the reasons not to do it. I knew I loved the products and I would share kind of my latest win here and there. And then, people started kind of getting interested, but I was just wanting people just to know about the company, the products. And then I was like, oh, I got a $10 paycheck. Yes. So I'm thinking, well, if I can just kind of share here and there and get just like a little bit of extra spending money, like why not? What's it going to hurt? Then my life completely changed, completely flipped around. I shifted to be a stay-at-home mom after selling our 3-generation family business. And then I was diagnosed with cancer. So like I've said, I was a believer of the products. I loved them. I enjoyed sharing about them. But during the time that I was going through cancer treatment and after that, I realized just how important these products were to me and could be for somebody else. They helped me through chemo. They helped me through surgeries, healing after surgeries, hair growth, the emotional aspect of the cancer journey. And so I just decided I've got to do this. Like I have to share this with other people. So I just kind of dove in and started learning. I didn't really have an upline that was like active. I got onto the team page, Bethany's team page, and just was like, hi, you don't know me. Can you help me? And she was awesome. And it was amazing knowing that I could reach out to this person. I had no idea who she was. She had no idea who I was. And we could she could guide me and help me. And before I knew it, I had 2 brand partners. I mean, like at the very beginning. And so we were all just kind of learning as we were going. We didn't really know anything. We're like, well, let's just figure it out. So we did, and here I am. So little did I realize at the time, but I needed this job. I've worked my whole entire life. I've always been in direct contact with the public, with people, and I've always made my own money. And then when I became a stay-at-home mom, I wasn't in front of all those people anymore. I wasn't getting that human interaction. And it was just a really tough change for me. But starting the business, I've been able to pay for my monthly order and then have extra income to help support our family. I've been able to pay for family trips. We took this huge June extravaganza, what I call it, the whole entire month of June. We were all like Western United States, and I paid for that entirely with my Young Living income that I have been saving pretty much since the beginning. So that was super exciting. And then not to mention the incredible friendships like Bethany mentioned. I mean, so many friends that I never would have met before that I love with my whole entire heart are a part, not even on my team, just cross-line, like just people I've met, throughout the Young Living journey. And it's just been awesome. I've enjoyed regaining that passion for working and helping people, and I've just really enjoyed it. So the thing that I love the most is that I can work my own hours. I can be there for my daughter when she needs me to be, when I want to be there. And I just work when I can, when it fits into my schedule. But I'll just give you kind of a little side note. This business is what you make it. If you want it as a side hustle, you're going to earn side hustle income, fun money, girls trip money, shopping money. If you want this as a business and you work it as a business, then you can absolutely make money just like any other business or job. So that's awesome that it can be adaptable. You can go all in, you can step back for a little bit, get back in there, and you've got that residual income that keeps coming in each month that you've been working towards, and it's there. And it's always going to be there. So it's just really exciting. And I don't regret it one second. I love my YL family, and Wouldn't trade it for anything. So I'm done. I'll pass it to Alicia.
Thanks, Robin. Hi, guys. My name is Robin is my upline, by the way. She is the best. She was my first friend when I moved. So I am just very grateful to be here. And thank you all for joining. I'm super excited. Bethany and Hannah asked me to speak tonight. I've always been told from the time I was very young that I had a servant's heart. So this is like the perfect business for me. It's something that I enjoy doing. I enjoy it daily. I love meeting new people and making connections. And I feel the world right now, more than anything, needs connection and compassion. So my story is a little bit different. I lost 2 jobs in 5 months during COVID. I was 1,750 miles away from everybody I knew and loved. And at that point in time, I didn't know anybody. I'm a very social person. Anybody who knows me would say I will talk to anybody at any point in time. But it really hit me hard. I was getting migraines every single day. I have autoimmune issues and fibromyalgia and neuropathy. I was having flares constantly, stomach issues, just in a lot of pain. But the worst part about it was when the whole world was isolated, there wasn't even anybody that I really knew at that point. The anxiety, the depression, the isolation, and I'm a very up person, that kind of hit me pretty hard. And I went home for about a month. And my sister is a neurotrauma nurse, and I was getting migraines that were lasting for up to a week. I get the auras, the whole 9, and she put Deep Relief on my temples and the back of my neck. And that's the first product that I had that I used. And I was like, what is this? And she's like, it's essential oils. And I'm like, oh yeah, I get those from Amazon. And she's like, no. So, I mean, the quality does matter. So I started doing some research when I was back home, looking into things, and I basically stole her Deep Relief. I'm not even going to lie to you. And the long story short, Amazon, Grace, I'm sorry. But yeah, but I realized this is working. This isn't like it smells good and this just smells good. And then I realized when I started doing research that not all oils are created equal, that plants, when they are just plants, have incredible healing properties. So when I got back to Wichita, I knew that Robin sold Young Living, and I went to her and was like, I need this Deep Relief stuff. What do I have to do to get it for the rest of my life? That's literally pretty much what I said to her. And then I ended up getting a starter kit, and at that time I was unemployed, and I knew that I needed help. I was going to the doctor prior to being unemployed, and they kept trying to throw medicines at me. And it just got to the point, like, you hit 40 and everybody wants to throw medicine at you. Like, it's just really kind of ridiculous. And I was like, okay, this isn't working for me. There has to be a better alternative. So after all the research that I did, I kind of realized that. So I used the oils. I think this started in August, so it's been 2 years. I think I placed 3 orders in the month of September. That's how well everything was working for me. I'm not even going to lie to you. It was the only thing I put on my credit card the entire time I was unemployed. So I'll give myself a shout out for that. But when I realized in December, I was talking about the oils all the time to people. And like, people were starting to, like, my family noticed a change in like my personality, and like that I was more positive, and that I had hope, and that I had more energy, and I was able to sleep better. And I mean, it was just one thing after another. And when they kind of brought it up to me, I was like, oh yeah, it's these oils. And they were like, okay, but what I realized from a person who has a servant's heart, there are so many people out there that need the connection and the compassion and hope and just help. And so December of that year, I jumped into the business, and I jumped into the business like a crazy person, because Alicia doesn't do anything halfway, in case anybody who doesn't know me out there. I had 12 people enrolled my first month in the business. Um, I have since exceeded that. It's like Robin says, you get what you put into it. And for me to be able to have conversations with total strangers that are able to tell me about their depression or their anxiety, or, you know, my mom doesn't have to take insulin because she drinks Ningxia. One of my closest friends got off depression medication that because of the oils, you know, like to have that feeling. And I always pray that God will bring people to me that need help, that need hope, that need connection, that need compassion. And he continues to bless my business in that way. So if y'all are out there and you have a big heart, which I'm sure a lot of you do otherwise, you know, or family members that need health, have health issues, or need some sort of, everybody's getting medicines thrown at them every time they go to the doctor. I mean, it's, for me, it's never, and I hate to say this because now that I have it, it's really nice, and I'm not gonna lie, but like, it was never about the money for me. I waited until I got a full-time job to start this business because I wanted people to know how serious I was about how much these oils and these products had helped me. And I mean, Robin and I had that conversation. You know what I mean? If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it 100%. I'm not going to go in it halfway. I want to be committed. I want to help people. I want to change lives. And I still feel that way almost 2 years later. Like, nothing has changed. In fact, it's probably grown exponentially for me. I cannot say enough about the leadership that we have, the friendship. I cannot even stress to you the rapport that we have as a team, the encouragement that I've received. I was a person who didn't have a lot of, well, most of my friends are guys. And just, I have never surrounded myself with such an empowering, supportive, encouraging group of women in my entire life. And it is a blessing. And I speak that from my heart. There is not enough words that I have to say. To render me speechless is pretty difficult. So I am going to stop. I'm just saying, if you are a person out there who cares about other people, if you have family members that could benefit from this, dive in, embrace it, own it. At the end of the day, it gives me so much pure joy, like a joy that I've never had in a job before. It gives me so much joy to like bring hope and health and happiness and conversation and, you know, just all the things to people. And I am just really, really blessed to know these women on this call, and I'm just blessed to have them in my life and to be part of this company and this business. And I'm just really grateful. So thank you so much for taking the time to listen, and God bless. And if you guys have any questions, there are 300 people that will answer them for you. Just know that. The resources are fantastic. The training is fantastic. The people are fantastic. I'm not the type of person who just says things that don't have validation or meaning behind them. So I just wanted y'all to know that. And I am going to pass it off to Whitney, who I love to hear talk. I love Whitney speaking.
Hello, Alicia. That was amazing. And Robin, like, these are my real life friends. And I haven't seen you guys in longer than I care to admit. And so it just like, I'm so excited to see everybody and be like, oh, I want to hug you. I want to spend time with you. Okay, so my name is Whitney, and I am a gold leader in Young Living. And let's see, I've been doing this business since, well, I bought my starter kit the day I went into labor with my oldest daughter, who is 6, and I birthed her on August 20th, not in my living room, unlike my last child. Did definitely birth her in my living room. That is what Young Living might do to you. I will tell you, oils are a slippery slope. You might cloth diaper and birth babies in a tub. So just kidding, kind of, I will say. I have 3 daughters. They are 6, 4, and 21 months. And I'm expecting, if you can't see the little belly bump, I do have terrible posture, but that is a baby that's hanging out in there, due in February. So excited for that addition to our family. Fourth and final is, people say, oh, I bet, like, no, really, like, cutting that sucker off at that point. So I am married to a farmer and it is harvest. So I texted him and I was like, by the way, I'm teaching a class in our bedroom. And he's like the most low key, doesn't say a whole lot person. And he was like, I'll make sure not to come in screaming and being naked. I'm like, that's never happened in our 12 years of marriage, but he will be late. So I definitely single parented for this time of year, pretty much from March until November. After his hunting trip, then I get my husband back. But we live in rural Kansas. I thought I would be a nonprofit ministry all of my life. I've also always loved people. I love Jesus. He's number one for me. And I love telling people about him and working with kids. And I thought I would always do that. Change of life events right before I had my first daughter. And that's not what I was doing anymore. And I was kind of lost. It was like my identity. My friends used to joke, like, when we make money, we'll send it to you on the mission field. And so all of a sudden I was into Young Living, which was not on my radar. I know that's most of ours was like, that wasn't on my radar. That's not what I thought I would do. That's not what I thought I would do. But I got my starter kit. I had a baby. And suddenly I was like, wow, that's a big responsibility. And I went to this class after I got these oils and learned about toxins in the home. And it honestly, it pissed me off. Like, I was like, why are we all sick? Why is everyone so sick? Like, what is happening? And then I started to learn about what we were exposed to and what it was doing to our bodies. And it clicked. I was like, oh, we're poisoning ourselves. Awesome. And I suddenly had these ovaries that I was in charge of with my baby. And I've got 3 sets of them. Neat. They're all going to be teenagers at the same time. Like, praise God for Indoflex. Seriously. So I am so grateful that I learned early on what I now know. I had a miscarriage before my oldest daughter, and I don't know what caused that. I mean, I know it wasn't the same type of pregnancy as I've had now 4 times. I had issues from the very beginning, but who knows exactly what caused that. And I thought, okay, if I'm responsible for these ovaries, other people don't know what I have now learned, and you can't unknow what you know. And I'm not about blame, shame, or condemnation. I really don't like making people feel bad. So I don't want to be like, I can't believe you're burning that in your house. But also, I love people and I want them to feel good. And my business, my LLC is actually called Overflow Cooperative. And it's based on John 10:10 that says, the enemy came to steal, kill, and destroy, but Jesus came that we would have life abundantly. And I think so many people are not living abundantly because they don't feel good. They feel like crap. And if you don't feel good, you can't parent good, and you can't be married well, and you can't work your job well, and you can't live from passion, and you're just constantly in a state of crisis. And so it just hit me like, okay, this is a big element. Like, people need hope. They need, in my opinion, they need Jesus. They need hope. They need a community. They need something to be passionate about, but they also need to feel good to do any of that. And it hit me like, wow, okay, I now have access to tools that were making me feel good. So much so, like Alicia said, I was talking about it all the time. Like, that was not my intention. And I was like, I was getting my master's at the time. I had a new baby. I had lots of stuff I could be doing. And yet I kept talking about these oils. So then I was like, well, maybe I could make some money. I don't know. So I asked my enroller, I do this because I was texting her. I was like asking her question after question after question. I wanted to know all the things. And ironically, I worked as a librarian at this time in a very small town where Bethany went to college for 1 semester. And she was there teaching this class at the coffee shop. And I was like a fly on the wall. I was not there for the class, mind you. I was just like, who is this girl? And I, at the time, thought she was older than me. And like, she just had this passion. And I was like, I kind of want to be in on this meeting. Like, I don't know what it's about. And I didn't know her for a long time after that, but it just sparked this thought of like, what is she doing and what is she interested in? And then it was like kind of fate brought us together later. And then now she's one of my dearest friends. And I did not know that this is what I was missing. And it's taken me a long time. When you come from a ministry mindset of I'm never going to have money, and there can almost be like a negative connotation, like, who am I to want that? To it's okay to make money because that's not my focus. But also, like Bethany was saying, I also watched a video of Bethany right before this, so I might be referencing things that were not said here. So I apologize. But she was mentioning how if she didn't have the money to give, then she couldn't bless other people. And that's something I'm really passionate about. And I'm currently doing, I'm kind of all over the place. Sorry, I'll backtrack, but I'm currently doing a training with actually Bethany's coach, Brandon Barber. And he was talking about how to really focus on this business, you have to have a threshold, which is kind of like the point of desperation where you reach it and you realize something's got to give. And I actually don't have a point of desperation like so many have shared. I don't have to work. My husband has an incredible job. I have an inheritance coming from the farm that my dad's built since I was born. And so I don't need to make money. Like I could literally just do, I mean, I'm a parent, so there's not like, I could just do whatever I want. I've got to care for children. Like that's not always what I want to do. But I realized the other day, the threshold is not for me. The threshold is for the mom who's got to send her kid to daycare at 6 weeks old, which I think is appalling. And if you had to do that or have to do that, don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not saying you're appalling. I'm saying we should not have to part from our babies until we want to. And that, like, I don't have to. And I've exclusively breastfed. I don't even know how to run a pump. Like I cannot tell you how to pump milk from a body unless you're a kid. And I have nursed 3 children, 12, 14, and 15 months. And I don't have to send anyone else with my child. People don't get to do that. I know we are secure in our finances and not everybody has that. Some people have their marriages stressed because they don't know where the next paycheck is coming, or they're working for people that they hate doing. Like I cannot imagine. I don't like to be told what to do. I don't like to be where I don't want to be. I don't want to be in a cubicle. I don't want to be on a line. I don't want to be I don't want to be in a classroom. I don't want to have somebody else telling me what to do at any point in time. But unless, like God's like, hey, do this, then I will. But that's not what I want to do. So many people are slaving away, working for people that they don't want to work for. They don't respect them. They don't love what they do. And that makes me so sad. So I realized recently my threshold for doing this job is other people. Guess what? We've also had, the tally currently is 6. There's 6 babies that have been born on my team because the mothers were suffering with infertility. And I was able to make suggestions that helped them conceive children that are now on this planet. Like that's 6 lives. That is a really big deal. And that's not guaranteed, whatever, but that is incredible. Their threshold was, I want to hold that baby. And I thought, wow, who am I to not talk about the things I have access to that might make you live abundantly and be able to conceive a child. And so one reason I love this business, I will tell you, I'm not going to air all my dirty laundry, but this month has been ridiculous. My car broke down, so we had to buy a new one, which I'm thankful we could buy a new one. My nanny quit. So there went my work day. Right after I closed my storefront, I had this storefront. So the stress of that. And then currently I am actually at war with our health department to try to get my perfectly healthy child to go back to school because we don't currently meet the requirements. And it's been so stressful. I didn't know I could advocate for myself before I met Young Living. I didn't know there was other options. I didn't know we could have such immense health that right now I'm literally changing the system in my small town because everyone's like, we don't know what to do with her. And I don't cause problems, but it's like, no. I'm not just going to do something because you say I'm supposed to, because my kid is very healthy. And so this month, like, I don't even know how much time I've invested in Young Living. I've listened to a lot of training, but actually working, not so much. My to-do list is long. But what I want to say about that is no one made me feel bad about that. No one said, I can't believe you're not clocking in. Oh, that's unpaid time off. Oh, sorry, you got to be with your kid. I'm not going to send you a paycheck. Guess what? Young Living's going to send me a paycheck. And they did. On the 16th of this month, in the middle of all this, I got paid for all the work I've done for the last 6 years. And that is incredible. And I could be where I needed to be, when I needed to be there, fully present for that because of what this job has given me. And that is not something everybody can say. And I fully intend to also be a diamond so that Young Living will send me on vacation to really cool places every year. And my husband can't argue because I got it paid for. So I am going to travel. So those are things that this company allows, but also the camaraderie. And I know people have talked about community. I am a connector. I will have community wherever I'm at. But the community that has allowed me to feel empowered as a mom in health and wellness within Young Living is like unmatched. And being understood, especially during the last 2 years, when it feels like everyone's lost their mind, to sit in a room and be like, wow, that like, I don't know how many people in this room I've texted or messaged this week and been like, pray for me, this is going on. And other people will be like, come again. You know, they're like, what's happening? And these people are like, yep, I got you. And here's a suggestion. And here's what I would do. And the love, I don't know, just it has leveled me up as a human, and it has made me excited to show up every day. Well, on the days I show up, September's not the shining example of showing up, but when all this is over, I'm excited to show up again and continue building, because I've got big dreams and big plans, and I'm excited because other people have the threshold that I need to pave the way and pioneer and allow them to see a different future, because literal lives depend on it. So that is what Young Living has done for me. I also would plan to get ready. And then I was like, no, you know what? This is my sweaty, like I was cleaning crickets. Oh, my house is also under construction. I forgot to mention that. I was like cleaning out a room while also on the phone with the superintendent today. And I was stinky and sweaty. And I thought, I'm not going to get ready, because that's what this business can also do. I can hop on a call after I get my girls to bed and stink and still make money. So I am going to now hand it off to one of my favorite people on the planet, which is Sonia Thompson, who always inspires me. And I cannot wait to hear what you have to share.
Thank you, Whitney. That was just a boatload of stuff, right? And Alicia and Robin, thanks so much. And Bethany and Hannah, thanks for setting this up for us tonight. And I'm kind of looking at the faces over on the right, and I realize that you've probably already heard something that's going to resonate with you on why you would be interested in doing something like this. Somebody said something that sparked your interest or curiosity. And so I don't want to, I'm not going to keep you long. I promise we're going to let you go soon. But I just want to say, no matter where you find yourself in life, whether you are, you know, a teenager, or you are a new mom, or busy with your children, or you're middle age, or you are, you know, consider yourself older, there is always the perfect timing for you to step in to do exactly what you want to do. And I think that I want to just highlight that in my story, you know, I think if I, you know, have the microphone, which I do, I'm going to say, if you're someone who is content in your life, but you're also contending, I think those two are amazing partners. Being content while contending. If you've had a little inkling in the back of your mind of, you know what, I think I would love to contribute something to other people, or maybe I want my health to be better, because sometimes people come into a call like this, and really what you're asking and looking for is there opportunity for me to feel better? And that starts obviously with health, emotionally, physically, spiritually, but it bleeds over into you deciding to do something that contributes to other people. And that was my story. I found myself at 50 years of age in a conference, feeling fabulous for 3 months in a row. And I was really pinching myself on, is this really legit and true? What's happening? You know, my daughter Bethany said, Mom, you got to try a couple of things. And I had said, no, I'm a weird case. I've got all these problems. You know, how could oils do this for me? And you know what? The gratitude I have for what it did for me and what it's doing for thousands of other people. And now those that I get to help every day, there's no, you know, you've heard it, that there's no ceiling on this potential for this business, because you get to put in the effort and the time and the people, and there's nobody telling you can't do more. The same is true of your health. What I thought was wow, I feel fabulous, has only continued to grow. And 4.5 years later, I am more committed to my regimen, just even more so than I was on that day that I started and I had to set my alarm to do it. And in the same way, I get up every day now and I think, who is it that I'm going to get to meet? They're going to bless me. And I know if they learn about these products and this support team and these friendships and this community, they're going to be blessed. So that's what I want to leave you with. If you have just an inkling of an idea that this might be something you're interested in, I just want to welcome you and say there's nothing to lose, because you start out on a journey of saying, you know what I spend $15 to get my brand partner status and I call my mom and my sister. Let's just start there. All right, I'll hand it back over to you, Hannah and Bethany.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You guys, those stories were amazing. I feel like emotional just like listening to all of you. It's like overwhelming like all at once to hear everybody and like knowing the journeys that everybody has been on. And so hopefully you're inspired just like me to like go change people's lives and really serve people and help and provide hope and help them, like Whitney said, like help them live more abundantly than they even realize is possible right now. And so we obviously want to like not just leave you with like inspiration and be like, well, what do I do now? So we have two things that actually I'm going to go forward once and give you the first thing to do. I kind of got these out of order. And then we're going to come back to that. So what is next after this call? Hopefully you're like, okay, I'm in. I want to like figure out what this looks like for me. I think you probably heard over tonight's stories, like we build in a lot of different ways. You don't have to grow this any certain particular way. All of the people who spoke tonight have had different methods and different seasons of their business that have really worked and then have changed course and, you know, prioritize different things and things like that. That's the beauty of it, is that you get to decide what it looks like for you, what works best for you, what your goals are, and what time frame you want to do that. And so what's next for you is to just schedule a getting started call with the leader who invited you tonight. So that might mean you get on the phone with like Bethany and someone who spoke tonight. You might get on the phone with me and someone who spoke tonight. Or that might be somebody, if you're not connected to this team, if you're not under me in my organization, then that might be someone that, you know, you would reach out to. A different diamond or a different leader that you enrolled with. I know that whoever is helping you get started would love to connect with you and spend time really explaining the business and answering your questions. We're not afraid to like sit down with you and really dig into what this looks like and help you get plugged into all of the things that you need to be successful. So schedule a call, just reach out to the person who invited you and say, hey, I want to take the next step. I want to get on a call. We have really great resources. Like this team is so well resourced. Bethany Shipley has the best like resources and systems of like any person that I've ever met. And I'm very inspired and I'm trying to like catch up with her on my organizational skills and just the things that she provides. But so you guys have really great resources in your team. Team Young Living as a whole is constantly growing and improving and providing resources for each other. It's a really beautiful thing that we provide. You know, there's not a single person that I couldn't reach out to and say like, hey, you had a really great post or you had a really great picture. Do you mind if I like take that and I'll give you credit and I'll share it and I'll, you know, like share that with my team. And almost everyone is always like, oh yeah, absolutely. Like we just want to help people and share and use whatever we have to serve. So we'll get you plugged into that. One thing, you're getting exclusive access to this tonight because I've been working on it behind the scenes and it's not quite 100% ready, but if you are on my team, so if you're within my organization, you get access to this at no cost, but I am launching a daily activity for income producing activities that comes via text message on your phone. So I'm calling it IPA every day. And because one of the most powerful ways that we can share with the most amount of people any given day is on social media, right? So I think most people are like, I have to show up on social media and share. That's how I get my stories. That's how I get my posts in front of hundreds of people at a time, instead of maybe necessarily having to have a single conversation with a ton of different people. And so it's a method to grow your business, but often it comes with some hurdles, right? Like, what do we post? What do I say? What do I like? How do I talk about this in a way that's not spammy, that's not weird, all of that stuff. And so I have worked to provide I'm calling it IPA every day. My plan is to have 365 days of a daily text for you. Not every day will you be doing something that's like share about a starter kit or something like that, but it's really going to be helping you know what to post on social media every single day, building trust with your audience, building consistency. That consistency muscle is so important with social media and in your business in general. And so if you struggle with maybe you're opposite of Bethany and you're like, you like want somebody to tell you what to do every day and that like really vibes with you. That's kind of me. I like really love checklists and like knowing like, okay, I've done my thing and now I can move forward with my life because it's like that checklist has happened. And so I know a lot of people operate like that and they feel overwhelmed and they feel held back by not knowing what to do every day on social media. So this is something I've created. It's going to be $10 a month for anyone who's not on my team. It's open to anyone in Young Living who just needs this guidance. But if you are in my organization, you can opt into that starting tomorrow. And I have a like landing page. You can opt in and start getting those texts. They start in October. So the first Monday in October is when we launch. And then going forward, you'll get a daily text message that tells you just a prompt. It's something to do every day on social media that takes the guesswork out of that part of your job. Obviously, you can do more, you can do different. But if you ever wake up like me and you have 2 children and you're late for school and someone's snotty and there's like a million things and you're like, what do I do today? I didn't have a plan. Hopefully this helps take that and kind of holds your hand on like, here's your plan for the day. If you can't think of anything else and you just want to make sure you show up with consistency, then that's what it's here for. So I'm really excited about that. I will share the landing page with everyone tomorrow. I'll post it publicly and then let people opt in to that. Again, if you're on my team, you get free access to that. If you are not, then it's $10 a month and we have all of that set up for getting started starting tomorrow. So super excited. Bethany, do you want to say anything to close us out?
No, just thank you so much. And I've gotten a few messages of people in our team saying, I hope I'm in her team. And I'm just like, yes, we are. Hannah is my sponsor. So that is so generous. And we're so grateful and excited for that, Hannah. Thank you.
Really excited. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for spending your night with us. It's always so fun to hang out and hear stories and be inspired. I hope that you feel like on fire tonight after hearing some really awesome stories and ready to go help people with the servant's heart. And again, if you have questions or anything, please reach out to the person who invited you. We want to help you get started in the best way for you. And we will have the replays and stuff available for everyone really soon. All right. Love you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Bye-bye.
Love you.